everyone, it's Lisa from budgetequestrian.com, and today I'm going to kind of show you my messy garage, and this is where all of my magic takes place. So I kind of wanted to go over some of the tools that I use when I'm making the DIY projects that I'm making or building horse jumps. So when I'm out here playing in my garage, having lots of fun, there's lots of power tools that I use. And probably one of the most heavily used tools is a drill. So this is an 18-volt drill. This drill is a Dewalt drill, and it works pretty good, but it hasn't worked or lasted as long as I thought it would. So just recently, I actually got a Makita drill. And it's really lightweight. It's an 18-volt drill again, so I'm hoping that will be lots better and have lots of power. On the drills, an 18-volt drill is probably the minimal size that you want to get. If you can find 12-volt drills and stuff, and those are okay, but for the power of what you're going to need it to be building horse jumps and screwing into wood and things like that, you really want at least an 18-volt drill. Another new tool that I got is an impact driver. So we used this at my parents' house when we were helping them to put up some drywall on the ceiling of their garage, and it was so easy to screw into wood, even overhead. So I got this, and I'm going to use this when I make my next horse jump. So I'll test it out for you. Something else you'll see me use a lot, an orbital sander. And this is just a little orbital sander. It's nothing fancy, it just spins around in circles, but it's really nice. Again, this is a Dewalt brand. It's lasted pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. I have had to replace the pad because I've used it so much. So I did have to replace that little buffer pad that it's like a Velcro hook and loop thing, so that way you can attach the sanding pads to it. So I've had this for 2 years, and it's lasted that long, so it's been good. This was one of the very first power tools that I got, and it is a circular saw. And this is the saw that we use when we are making all of our jump rails from the 4x4 wood. This is what we use to cut those 4x4 big, huge 10-foot long pieces of wood into octagons so they turn into jump rails. And all you have to do, if I can, well, this one goes way far up, but I just want to turn it. So you can turn that, so then that's how it cuts. So it's kind of at an angle, and you just keep it straight, and it'll cut the corner off the wood, and that's how you make a 4x4 into an octagon rail. Another tool that I use, and I love this little tool, this is a Dremel. This is a Dremel 3000. I use this a lot for finishing my jump standards. So the holes sometimes get a little bit of, yucky stuff in them, and I want to make sure they're sanded smooth and beautiful. So that's when I'll use this. And again, this is a corded item, so you have to plug it in. Another tool that I love is my little Black & Decker jigsaw. You'll be seeing me use a lot of this in some upcoming videos of some different wing standards that I'm going to make. And this tool is very helpful for cutting plywood, cutting corners, going round, and just any kind of design that you're going to have in a piece of plywood. This works really well. And again, this is a corded item too. Probably this is the last plug-in item that I have. And this, I think, was my very first, with the exception of my circular saw. This was the first drill that I got. And this is a skil drill, skil brand. It is a corded drill. It's an 18-volt drill. It's very powerful. I love this drill. This is what I use a lot of times when I'm drilling the holes for the jump standards. This drill, I've had it for probably 6 years, and I think it costs like $25 at Walmart. This is a great drill. So if you're just getting started and you think that the tools are going to be too expensive, get one of these. It's awesome. You'll love it. And this is something relatively new that I've been using. I don't know if you can see that. In my projects that I've been making lately is a brad nailer. And this hooks on to this handy dandy little Husky air compressor. Hey look, Husky. That's the same brand that I have for my toolbox that's now my tack trunk. That's pretty funny. So the brad nailer works really good for putting gates together. If you're making projects like the grooming box that I made or the saddle stand that I made, this is really, really helpful and it'll make the project go a lot faster. And this was, for the brad nailer, I think it was $110. And I think, I want to say this little air compressor was like $150. So it wasn't horrible, and it was definitely worth it to add to our garage tools. And this, by far, is my most favorite tool. I love this. This is my radial arm saw. See? Saw that just comes out just like that. This is so cool. I love this thing. This I actually got for free. This was my parents, and they got a new one, and they didn't need this one anymore, so they gave it to me. And I was super excited because having this saw has completely changed the way that I build my horse jumps and a lot of my projects. It just makes it much more professional, and it's just awesome. I love this thing. So, like I said, I got this for free, but I did look on Craigslist because for a while we were having an issue with the blade. So we thought we were going to have to buy a new one, and we found them on Craigslist for like $75. And this is well worth the investment of $75. If I had to pay $75 for this and use it, it would have paid for itself, I mean, 100 times over already just with the projects that I've done with it. So these are my tools, and this is my garage, and this is where I put together all of the horse jumps and different horse projects that I make and show you how to make on my YouTube videos. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and sometimes on Saturday. Again, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.